Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Gail Brazeau and I am the Dean of the Pharmacy at the Marshall University School of Pharmacy. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the 2018 White Coat Ceremony for our pharmacy class of 2022. This is the 7th year of this very exciting event as we officially welcome the newest members of our Marshall University School of Pharmacy, Pharmaly, to the profession of pharmacy through the presentations of the White Coat. I first would like to officially recognize the faculty and staff of the Marshall University School of Pharmacy. I'd ask those faculty and staff members to turn around and be recognized by the audience. Secondly, I'd like to recognize the members of the platform party. To my left, first is Dr. William Riffey, who is our keynote speaker. Next to him is Dr. Rob Stanton, who is the Assistant Dean of Experiential Education. Next to Dr. Stanton is Dr. Kimberly Brodel-Zag, who is our Chair of Pharmacy Practice. And the last person at the end of the platform party is Dr. Eric Blau, who is our Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs. Please be seated. It is now my extreme and great pleasure to welcome the Marshall University School of Pharmacy Class of 2022. Please join me in welcoming our Class of 2022. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Kimberly Brodel-Zag and Dr. Eric Blau, who will be introducing the faculty of the School of Pharmacy at Marshall University.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Huntington, West Virginia. I have the pleasure of working with some of the nicest and most intelligent people that I have ever known. And instead of introducing them to you individually, you'll get to know them individually in a little while. But if you would please welcome the Department of Pharmacy Practice, Administration, and Research. If all you guys would stand up, turn around, and wave. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's my distinct pleasure to next introduce the faculty from the Department of Pharmaceutical Science and Research. If you could please stand and wave to the crowd, please. Thank you.
I'd now like to welcome Dr. Robert Stanton, who's going to talk about the meaning of the white coat.
The meaning of the white coat that you are about to receive. I want to begin by congratulating you and your family for the achievement of becoming a part of this class. Today marks an important milestone in your life's journey and in your journey of pharmacy. The white coat ceremony is a wonderful and meaningful tradition. The first school of pharmacy white coat ceremony was held in 1995. The white coat has its origin in practice dating from the late 1800s, when practitioners adopted the white coat from scientists working in laboratories. This was to emphasize that they were educated in therapy based on scientific outcome and research, and differentiated themselves from the charlatans of the time, which were promoting potions and cures of every kind from the back of wagons, which often did much harm to people. Today, the white coat that you are about to receive is a tangible symbol of your inclusion into the old and honorable profession of pharmacy. Your inclusion into this profession is a commitment by you to study a very challenging educational curriculum, to acquire knowledge, skills, and attitudes to practice the science and art of the pharmacy profession. With this white coat comes an obligation to the highest principles of pharmacy practice and ability. It is an outward sign that you will dedicate yourself to patient care, always placing your patient's well-being first, and strive to optimize their quality of life. You will dispense not only cures for illnesses and diseases, but with your knowledge that you acquire, you will intervene and advocate on your patient's behalf to ensure their safety and well-being. The white coat will forever change the way that people will look at you for the rest of your lives. Today, you are accepting the obligations of the pharmacy profession and committing yourselves to honor and to accept that responsibility that comes with this profession. Today, you start to make a difference in people's lives. Today, you are committing to provide care to your patients with respect and dignity for the individual. Today, you are now part of this great profession. I'm proud to call you fellow pharmacists. Welcome to the profession.
Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. William Bill Riffey. We are so honored to have Dr. Riffey as our keynote speaker because of his very distinguished career and, I think more importantly, his lifelong love of our state of West Virginia. He graduated from Weir High School in Weirton, West Virginia. I won't say the year, but he also then went to West Virginia University, where he got his pharmacy degree here. Dr. Riffey is an excellent example of an individual who has used his leadership skills throughout his education. He was a student leader while pursuing his pharmacy degree, and he was also a student leader while he was in graduate school. He received his PhD in pharmacology from The Ohio State University in 1975. He subsequently went and became an assistant professor of pharmacology at the University of Texas, Austin. Dr. Riffey has always been passionate about education, and he became the director of Learning Resource Centers, where he was passionate about advancing distant education and distant campuses. He also had a very successful research career studying the effect of CNS stimulants on neurotransmitters in the brain. He was funded as both a basic science researcher from NIH and an educational researcher from various organizations to study the effects of technology on teaching and learning. My first encounter came with Dr. Riffey when he was appointed dean in 1996 as the dean of the College of Pharmacy at the University of Florida, where I was on faculty. He served as dean until his retirement in 2013. During the time as dean at the College of Pharmacy, the University of Florida was continually ranked in the top tier of colleges and universities of pharmacy in the United States, and he had pioneered the establishment of 4-year PharmD programs at distant campuses of the University of Florida. He also expanded the distance learning effort for pharmacists with BS degrees to earn the PharmD degree. This program graduated over 2,500 students. Dr. Riffey is also an excellent example of providing leadership to our Pharmacy Association. He was active in the Florida Pharmacy Association and the American Pharmacist Association. He was an officer in both organizations, serving as the Speaker of the House of Delegates and trustee. He also holds memberships in many other pharmacy associations. In 2013, Dr. Riffey and his wife Judy, who isn't able to join us today, but she's also a West Virginia University BS pharmacy graduate, retired to Montrose, West Virginia, where they enjoy their family farm of approximately 300 acres. He really hasn't retired. They have enjoyed re-engaging with the West Virginia School of Pharmacy, and we hope they'll be able to engage more with the Marshall University School of Pharmacy in the future. They've been involved in the area of alumni affairs. Also, they are continually and successfully working on an online pharmacy technician education program with the Florida Gateway College in Lake City, Florida. And more importantly, he continues his work with RX Academy, providing online educational tutoring programs for program examinations such as the PCOA and the NAPLEX. But finally, on a more personal note, I am so particularly honored and excited for Dr. Riffey to give our keynote address, as he was the one that enabled my academic administrative career while I was at the University of Florida. I can remember talking to Dean Riffey and said, I'm really interested in academic administration, and he gave me the first opportunity to pursue that. Please join me in enthusiastically welcoming Dr. William Bill Riffey, my friend and mentor. Dr. Riffey.
Thanks, Gail. I wish that person could have shown up. I appreciate that introduction. How are all y'all? Okay, I was in the South for about 40 years, and they talk different down there. Then I came back to West Virginia and figured out they don't talk any different down there. It's just West Virginia South. I was really blessed to be born in this state. I was born and raised in Weirton. My dad was in the steel mill there for over 40 years. And I told somebody a little while ago, he asked for me to go to the mill during my early summers in college. And I said, why? He said, so you'll know you never want to go there the rest of your life. And so he did do really interesting things. I got to tell this story. When I was a senior in high school, he finally said, well, Bill, where do you want to go to college? I said, well, I think I want to go to West Liberty and be a teacher. He looked at me and said, no, I think you'll go to WVU and be a pharmacist just like your brother. So I had no choice, especially if I wanted help with my tuition. So I went to WVU and really enjoyed my time there. The places I went to, a lot of places I went to in Morgantown aren't there anymore. That's how old I am. When she introduced you as a class of 2022, I said, God, I hope I live that long. Well, when I finished my academic career at WVU, it was in 1967. It was just getting really bad in Vietnam. And they were allowing pharmacists and pharmacy folks to receive direct commissions from all of the commission corps. And so I applied to all of them and was given a direct commission by the United States Public Health Service. Excuse me. So I served there for 3 years in Norfolk, Virginia, dealing mostly with U.S. Navy, Marines, and American seamen. 3 years later, after that, probably the best 3 years that my wife and I ever had was in the Public Health Service, because I began to see all the different opportunities that I could pursue as a pharmacist. And my commanding officer said to me one day, Bill, you need to go back to graduate school. And I said, oh yeah? I was just enjoying not being in school at all. And so I applied to Ohio State and was admitted in the Department of Pharmacology, in the College of Pharmacy. It's interesting, I graduated from the School of Pharmacy in West Virginia, and all the others I associate with are colleges of pharmacy. I may explain that differentiation as you go along, but in West Virginia, if you're a professional school, you are a school. If you're not, if you're like business or anything else, you're called a college. So that's how it happens in West Virginia, not so in many other states. So I received my PhD and then went south. There was one opening in the United States for a pharmacologist, and I got it. It was another blessing that God bestowed on me, and so Judy and I went south, and we had never been to Texas before, and we drove down there in July. Any of you ever roasted in July in Texas? We pulled off somewhere around Dallas to have some lunch, and Judy said to me, "Why did you bring me to this godforsaken country?" It was kind of a rough start for a new life, but it worked. And at the University of Texas, Austin, I was a pharmacologist. I taught there as well as did research, as Gail said. I rose through the academic ranks from assistant professor to professor, and was recruited by the College of Pharmacy at the University of Florida. I was at Texas for 21 years, thought I'd probably retire there, and then I got a call from Gainesville saying they'd like me to extend my credentials to them to see if I was worthy to be the dean. And so I went there, and there were 5 finalists. 3 of those finalists were from the University of Texas, Austin. The University of Texas, Austin today still holds, I think, the record of having somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 deans coming out of that one college. It was a wonderful experience. Well, after about 2 decades, I decided to retire and came to West Virginia, my home state. My wife and I bought a farm next to her family's home farm, so together we have about 300 acres. We're the only part of the family that lives there, and I'm the caretaker. If you'd ever like to mow, come on up. I've got a job for you. Now, I want to talk just to speak to you guys there in the first 3.5 rows about doors being open. I just told you some of the things that happened in my life, and I've been blessed to have a very close relationship with God. And I believe that the Lord has directed me in certain ways in my life, and He's also closed some doors as well. Now, I need to talk about some things that will happen to you if you allow yourselves to look at the open doors and also not to go through the closed ones. One piece of advice: if you set your goals, which many of you will, probably right now your number one goal is what? Graduate from School of Pharmacy, right? Right? Yes. All right. I thought maybe you died along the way. I wasn't sure. Now, there's a whole wide area of things that you can be involved in as you go through your professional education. You'll see the various things that are open for you. So I wanted to go through some of the things that you can do. And interestingly, when I went through this list, I have been, or I know somebody who has been in these positions. So don't close your ears. Open your ears. Think about the things that might be open to you in the future. Where will you practice? Okay, don't be afraid. How many of you right now are looking at a community practice like CVS or Walgreens? Okay, about less than a third. How about hospital pharmacy? Okay, how many of you don't know? Wow, okay, well, you guys need to think a little bit and get the doors open. Okay, so I'm going to go through this. If you go into community pharmacy, you can be an independent pharmacist, which is a nice place to be. You can be an owner of an independent pharmacy, which is a better place to be. You can be a chain pharmacy. Not a bad place if you get in the right place, do the right things. You can be a pharmacist in charge of a chain pharmacy. You can be a district supervisor, regional supervisor, vice president, president. I know people, pharmacists, in all of those positions. Specialty pharmacy. Specialty pharmacy is something that is just really beginning to take shape in West Virginia as well as other places. And those are pharmacies that do really special compounding, really special control of special drugs. They're very expensive drugs and need to be maintained and manufactured appropriately. So you could do that. I had a student who graduated and went to Hialeah, Florida, and it's in Miami, and created a specialty compounding pharmacy. It's incredible what they're doing in that pharmacy. They have special hoods. They have all of the technicians as well as pharmacists have to be gowned with the cap and booties and the whole thing. It's a wonderful place to go. So keep your eyes open. Maybe that's someplace that you would like to go. Hospital pharmacy. Inpatient hospital pharmacy. We used to call that, when I was in hospital pharmacy, the basement. You never saw the light of day. You came out of there looking like Dracula had taken all your blood. But it was interesting. I had one story I'll share with you. We had this director of nursing who I think had nails for breakfast. Not sure, but I think that's what her. And she used to really get after all of us in the pharmacy. And one day she came out and she put her hands in the window and she said, "Where is my so-and-so?" I said, "I don't know." And I kicked the counter and that glass came right down on her hands. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" Anyway, are you guys? A delayed reaction. You can be ambulatory care in pharmacy. We take care of patients as they leave the hospital or as they come as an outpatient into the hospital. Great place to be. You can be involved in sterile product preparation, in which you're in the clean room and you develop all of the IVs and so forth that treat patients. And this is really specifically trained as an IV pharmacist. You can be CEO of a hospital. Everybody knows St. Jude's? Okay. Their last CEO was a pharmacist, Bill Evans. Fantastic man. You can be the COO, Chief Operating Officer, of a hospital. One of those was a friend of mine at the Shands Hospital in Jacksonville. Okay, let's talk about armed forces. You can go into armed forces pharmacy. All of the military forces have pharmacists. Some are on ships. Some are on military bases. Field hospitals. We had one of our faculty members at University of Florida, Tom Johns, who was in the reserves and was activated for the first Gulf War. And he still recounts the unbelievable way they were able to set up a field hospital and treat casualties, and certainly the reserves. Indian reservations, federal prisons, NIH, FDA, all of those things can be staffed by U.S. Public Health Service pharmacists. Indian reservations are very interesting. As a matter of fact, I was given my first orders to you are to report to Shiprock, New Mexico, to the Indian reservation on June 17th. And I looked at the date, and I got on the phone, and I called them, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm getting married on that day." You know, hoping that they would say, "Okay, well, just wait a few weeks." But they said, "Okay, goodbye," and hung up. Okay, I became 1A. Those of you who've never lived under a draft may not know. 1A meant that you were ready to go to war. So Judy and I went to Hagerstown, Maryland to be pharmacists, and then in August I got a call from the Public Health Service saying, "We have a billet open for you in Norfolk, Virginia." I said, "I'll be there Monday." So we went to Norfolk, Virginia. It's a fantastic opportunity. With the USPHS, you can be, as a pharmacist, an assistant surgeon general. That usually is called a flag rank. It means admiral. If you're an admiral, you're a flag officer. We now have 2 pharmacists who are flag officers with the U.S. Public Health Service, and one is an assistant to the Surgeon General of the United States. Professional associations. You've got to be involved in your professional associations, especially as students. That's where you begin to learn all the stuff that you can do as a pharmacist in an administrative setting. Executive Director of Pharmacy Associations. We have one of those here today, don't we? No? We do, I'm sure. You must have left it outside. CEO of the American Pharmacists Association, is a West Virginia pharmacist. You can be involved in pharmacy, medical education, research, pharmacy and medicine faculty. Faculty positions are all over the United States. You just have to select where you want to go and what you want to do. As a faculty member, you can be a department chair, or an associate dean, or a dean. Yes, you can. And that is a tremendous opportunity as well. When Gail left the College of Pharmacy in Florida, she came in and said, Bill, I'm going to take this next position. And she said, don't even make a counteroffer. I said, okay, Gail, have fun. She's still having fun. Pharmaceutical company. Many pharmacists are going into the pharmaceutical industry, both as PharmDs and PhDs. You can be involved in discovery of new medicines. A friend of mine, Bob Ruffalo, he was a lab mate of mine at Ohio State. We both graduated with our PhDs about the same time. I went into academia. He went in the industry. He went with Lilly, and then he was with a couple other companies. He's now managing his money, and I'm trying to find mine. It's a great thing. You can be a president. Bob ended up being president of research and development for Wyeth, and then executive vice president of Wyeth. You can be involved in state and federal government, a representative, a senator at both levels. Law, Brian Gallagher, Mr. Lawyer, has been involved in all levels of pharmacy as an educator as well as in APHA and other things. So you can see there will always be doors that can open. Your job, look at me now, your job is to watch for them, listen for them, and walk through them. Don't fear the unknown in a new position. Embrace it, or learn from it, excel in it. My wife always says that if you pray about things such as a new position, if your gut is not settled, that's a medical term, if your gut is not settled with it, you may want to consider not going through that door. Wherever you land professionally, do everything well with all you have as unto the Lord. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Bill, if you'd come back and join me again quickly.
I don't do anything quickly.
On behalf of the School of Pharmacy at Marshall University, it's our great pleasure to thank you for your efforts for our white coat ceremony here. Well, it's that time. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Eric Blau, who will be reading names. Dr. Robert Stant and Dr. Brad Ozag will be presenting the white coats. Let's do it.
Good afternoon. I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing our class of 2022. I'd like to start off with Mika Honora. Zachary Atkinson. Peter Bay. Bobby Bailey. Ethan Baker. Anna Beckett. Paul Blankenship. Ariana Davis. Mayor Dillon. Noah Dial. Carl Dillingham. Megan Dillon. Bisong Inao. Faith Fowler. Saul Garcia. Noshakari Griggs. Cameron Hamilton. Kelsey Hanlon. Austin Howitz. Shanna Hunter. Sean Jenkins. Nick Jones. Brianna Lamb. Clayton Leitner. Eric Lamelli. Kenneth Lupadaris. Zachary Markham. William Mays. Benjamin McWilliams. Jordan Merritt. Caleb Miller. Ricky Moore. Samantha Moore. Patrick Newsom. Ryan Noble. Olamida Ouiji. Ben Vaughn. Elijah Platt. Jonathan Pittman. Carly Priest. Antonio Ramirez. Austin Ransom. Cameron Rice. Amanda Rudier. Claire Shanholzer. Kenna Spurlock. Dakota Toth. Darlene Tran. Jacob Vargas. Melba Vargas. William Varney. Catherine Watson. Chance Williams. Kayla Wisley. Francis Wright.
Again, congratulations and welcome, class of 2022. Each year, the School of Pharmacy recognizes incoming first-year students with our Marshall University School of Pharmacy scholarships. We are very thankful for the opportunity to provide these scholarships. The presentation of these scholarships is only possible through the generous donations of our many donors and foundations. It is my great honor to present these scholarships to members of the class of 2022. The Jerry and Margaret Hodge School of Pharmacy Scholarships is a $1,000 scholarship. Students are selected based on financial needs per standards of the Office of Student Financial Assistance. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Ariana Davis. One of our newest scholarships this year is the Advantage Toyota Scholarships. This is a $1,500 scholarship. The criteria of this is it has to be a resident of Cabell, Wayne, Putnam, Lincoln, or Mason County with demonstrated financial need. Please join me in welcoming this year's recipient, Kayla Wisely. The Marshall University School of Pharmacy Scholarship is a $2,000 scholarship. The criteria is a grade point average greater than 2.5, a FAFSA criteria, also based on financial need. The student has also written an essay on how the scholarship will impact their education and family. Please join me in congratulating two recipients this year, Faith Fowler and Ricky Moore. Our diversity scholarship is a scholarship for $2,500. This is a scholarship given to students who embrace diversity as defined by Marshall University. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Saul Garcia. Our next scholarship is the Don Perdue Award. This is a $2,500 scholarship. The scholarship is based on cumulative grade point average in the top 20% of the class, composite PCAT scores of 70 or greater, and the Marshall University School of Pharmacy total interview scores. This year we have 2 recipients, and please join me in congratulating Brianna Lamb and Jordan Merritt. The Stephen J. Kopp Excellence Award is a $2,500 scholarship. Students have to meet a minimum of 2 of the following criteria. They have to be a resident of West Virginia, Ohio, or Kentucky. They have to have a cumulative grade point average greater than 3.75, a PCAT score greater than 85, and a Marshall University School of Pharmacy post-interview score in the top % of the class. Again, we have 2 recipients this year. Please join me in recognizing Justin Mays and Elijah Platt. Our last scholarship is the Gateway Scholarship. This is a scholarship for $9,500. The Gateway Scholarship is a distinct honor bestowed to a non-resident student each academic year who exemplifies the work ethic and determination necessary to succeed in the classroom and pharmacy education. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Caleb Miller. I'd like to now invite Dr. Brodozak for the oath of the pharmacist.
Thank you, Dr. Rizzo. So, class of 2022, please rise. Pharmacists wishing to repeat the oath with me, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to do this with you for the first time, and you will be doing this many, many times over your career. You ready? I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Thank you so much.
Well, they do allow the dean to have the honor of some closing remarks, so I wouldn't be doing my job as dean if I didn't provide some comments and reflections, and I'll try to make these brief. Dear class of 2022, the Marshall University School of Pharmacy is committed to its role in educating pharmacists that are caring and compassionate to their patients, family, friends, colleagues, and community members. We believe that this compassion for others will enable pharmacists to be truly successful and will be a trait that employers will want in pharmacists for their healthcare teams and for teams in a variety of settings. Caring should be at the center of all we do each and every day for each other. As such, our curriculum focus centers on educating pharmacists that are centered on patient care in a caring team environment where our students, you, will provide service and caring to the community where we work, live, and to the profession. And this caring and practice will be based upon current evidence and best practices in the literature and profession. This white coat is more than a symbol. It is your official welcome in your role as a healthcare provider and professional. In your role as a caring and compassionate pharmacist, each of you have the privilege and honor to make a difference in someone's life, be it helping them to make healthier choices and leading healthier lives, or to assist them with their use of medications. You are matriculating into a professional doctoral program and into a professional career that will last many years beyond your time here at Marshall University School of Pharmacy. This is a unique opportunity and an honor that few are given. I encourage you to make the best of it through critical thinking and creative thinking focused on enhancing the best care for your patients and others in your world. This is the start of a lifelong career of learning and growing both professionally and personally. Pharmacy and your role as a caring healthcare provider has infinite opportunities, as Dean Riffey has spoken to us earlier, some of which you might not see presently, or ones where you will take a role to implement, always, I hope, with a focus on enhancing and improving the quality of life for your patients and their families. These are your patients and extended families. Your education is not about our teaching, but it's about and demonstrating, but about your lifelong learning, growing, and developing the knowledge, skills, and values needed for your successful career as a pharmacist. Here at Marshall University, it's not about teaching at you, it's learning with you. Prepare well so that you can have the greatest experience of your life while in the School of Pharmacy and in the years to come. I would like each of you to start with the end in mind. Specifically, I'd ask you to think about the following questions. What kind of pharmacist do you want to be? How can I focus on providing care to my patients and others in my community and the world? Whom will I seek for advice? How are you going to prepare yourself for this journey as a caring and compassionate pharmacist? And how will you know when you've reached your destination? We want you to maintain your intellectual curiosity and scholarly drive while at the same time maintaining your creativity and entrepreneurial spirit. Be risk takers, willing to consider new ideas and opportunities while in pharmacy and beyond. You are aware of the level of difficulty of a professional doctoral curriculum. However, if you work hard, it is certainly attainable and more importantly, one of the most satisfying aspects of your life as you learn and grow each day. Yes, there will be challenges, but there'll be also many great successes. I would encourage you to embrace the philosophy that this is just not 4 years, but the start of your professional life. In a blink of an eye, and it'll be not long before you and your family and friends are sitting together again to enjoy your graduation and recognizing you as a doctor of pharmacy. Make the best of it and enjoy each step along the way. While you're in the School of Pharmacy, I want you always to work hard, learn with passion, enjoy and be thankful for life, and enjoy life with enthusiasm as you care for one another. Please take the time each day to take a walk of gratitude for all you have been given and for all those special individuals in your life. Please take time to call and thank your family, friends, and the many others for all they have done for you in your journey to date and as you continue over the next few years and beyond. And also at times, heads up, phone down. Look at the world around you. I would also like to remind you of the following with respect to excellence in your professional and personal life. I love this particular quote. Excellence can be obtained if you care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. You must always strive for excellence, whether it's in our classroom, laboratory, clinic, community, or in your personal life, as you become that caring pharmacist and individual you have envisioned when starting your educational journey. I'd like to take a few minutes to then address the parents, spouse, friends, and others that are here to celebrate the day. These student pharmacists need your support now more than ever. They recognize that they are here because of your constant encouragement, support, and love. In the days ahead, they may need just a little more than the usual amounts of these kind acts, love, and support. Members of the class of 2022, can I ask you to please stand and face our audience here? I would like you to turn and recognize your parents, spouses, sisters, brothers, children, other significant others with an enthusiastic round of applause and appreciation for all they've done and will do for you. Thank you. Please be seated. In conclusion, and on behalf of the faculty and staff members and myself, we are truly proud and enthusiastic that each of you have selected to become a member of the Marshall University School of Pharmacy, Pharmaly, and our team. You join a fantastic group of colleagues in the PharmD classes of 2019, 2020, and 2021, as well as the many successful alumni from the classes of 2016, 2017, and 2018. We know that each of you will bring wonderful knowledge, talents, and skills to our school and to Marshall University. I truly and wholeheartedly look forward to our opportunities to work together, to have you at my home as we continue the many successes in the school, advance the important role that caring pharmacists must play in patient care in West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, and beyond, and create new knowledge and discoveries in our classrooms, laboratories, and clinics. I would like to thank you for now becoming a member of our Marshall Pharmaly. Please join me again, once again, congratulations to the class of 2022, and welcome to the pharmacy profession. Thank you. Just a few more things, and then we have a beautiful reception for you outside. An important ceremony can only be done with the help of dedication of many individuals. There's a few individuals standing out in the hall. I ask if they might come in. I'd like to officially join me in thanking the Marshall University School of Pharmacy Office of Student Affairs for their efforts in organizing this year's program. In addition, I'd like to thank all the faculty and staff members who are in attendance at today's events. I'd like to thank Dr. Riffey, a dear mentor, friend, and colleague, for taking the time to be with us. Finally, we'd like to thank the staff of this beautiful Huntington Museum of Art. We are very thankful to be at this lovely venue, and we hope you'll get a chance to explore this beautiful museum in Huntington. And finally, I want to thank all of those who are here today to support and guide and mentor our class of 2022. So now I have a few instructions just before we finish up. I'd like you to please join us in a reception to celebrate our newest members of the Marshall University School of Pharmacy Pharmacy. Class of 2022 members, please meet Ms. Terry Moran after you have recessed for your class photo. This is important. We want to get this photo. I'd like to ask the audience and the students to remain seated in the auditorium until the faculty and staff have recessed. After that, I would like the class of 2022 to recess out the door to my right, and then followed by the audience. Thank you again for your attendance, and welcome, class of 2022.